and happy pre-Thanksgiving. And, or I should say Thanksgiving Eve. So, yeah. I wanted to jump on here and yes, I'll wish you peace and love and light and joy and all of the things you deserve. And for Thanksgiving and every day. So I want to inspire you a little bit. The little tiny wreaths that we made the other day. So here's the little tiny wreaths. So these are about 2-inch diameter. I made the little bit larger wreaths today that I wanted to make. And I had so much fun making these. I can't even tell you. I was just kind of want to show you the both of them complete. So they're, I used all the same fabric. Is this just lovely? So it's just wire. For those of you who, if you didn't see the video on me making these, I had gone live over on TikTok, and I did this one together with everybody, and I think it came out beautifully. So this one I used thinner strips of the scrap fabric, and I really like this one too. So these are about 8-inch diameter circles, wreaths, and they are, the base is just wire. It's just floral wire, and just kind of 2 or 3 strands of the wire just kind of wrapped around itself, and so it's a nice sturdy circle. And then once you have that, what I've been using, what I found worked the best, were about 7-inch strips of the fabric that are about 1.5 inches. These are about 1.5 inches. These are like 1/2 inch. So it just depends what kind that you want to make. But so why am I jumping on here like, Thanksgiving Eve? I gotta tell you, about 5, 7 years ago, I made wreaths like this. I mean, rag wreaths are nothing spectacular necessarily that you have to, you're going to go out there and research it, and there's going to be certain patterns and this and that. I made rag wreaths using cardboard as the base, but 5, 7 years ago, I was selling them on Macari. Why I didn't use the wire is because at that time, what I was thinking anyway is the only place I could get like recycled wire without going to the store to buy a base for a wreath was to buy. In my mind, I was like using the wire coat hangers. Okay, I was using the wire coat hanger. They're very difficult to manage. So because that wire is a way too, it's very strong, right? These are made from floral wire. And we're going to make some together here. This one I just made tonight. So, it moves along quickly, and there's so many things you can do. You can put little ribbons, because I'm going to put some ribbons on it. These are all recycled ribbon. This is a minimalist dream, this one. This is just black and white. It's just lovely. This one I made red. I just wanted to use this fabric because it's got yellow roses and pink roses. It's very pretty. And I've had the fabric for so long. So I made these today. And I think, so I'll bring you along with me. I need to be working on some other projects, but for me, when I find a project, I don't know how this happens. It's either crochet or it's something. I find some project that puts my mind in complete relaxation, and it's like I have to do that project before sometimes I do my work project. So I do have a work project to do. We do have a class. If anyone's interested, next week the Thursday after the Thanksgiving, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so next Thursday, we have a class at River Arts, and it's on baubles, needle felted baubles. So say that 5 times real fast. And there's so many things you can do with those. So let's say, oh, hi there. Hi, Prevail Young. No, I'm sorry. Neva Young. Hi, how are you? But, and these are the, I know just when I say that word is like I say bubbles. But this is one of the things I think I was showing you before. You saw this before. This was went with one of my outfits that I made, Boro Sashiko inspired outfits. And this is, it's a necklace, okay? And it's just an earth friendly necklace. But we're gonna go through, I wanna go through a whole video of all of the things that you can do, like make with these deco baubles. And of course, the number one thing is ornaments. And that's how I started making the little wreaths again. So this is the thing with the wreaths. The wreaths I love making. Now I've stayed away from things like Macari and selling things online since 2020. I've stayed away from it because what happened at Macari anyway, what happened is they went up a little bit on the mailing on their system. Things changed a little bit, like to the point where like even my regular base, my customers were saying, hey, $4 is too much for that blouse. I'll give you $1. You know what I mean? And it was getting to the point where between mailing it and scouting out for the used clothing that I was getting more frustrated because I had to find packaging too. So anyway, that's what happened there. But now I'm thinking if I focus maybe on my little miniature um, wreaths, which are eco-friendly. Has to be an eco-friendly project for me. And then maybe up to the 8-inch diameter for a house wreath. And this, by the way, is also weather resistant. It's weather resistant because the wire that it's wrapped on, right? Wire is waterproof. And then you have the fabric that if it gets wet, it's gonna dry. Okay, so these, look how lovely that is. So I always at the holidays will make these, or make something, and this year it will be these, probably the little ones, because not everybody wants a wreath, but I'm gonna make, these wreaths I used to make these about 5 inch diameter up to, I'm just moving in here for a minute just because the lighting's a little better. It will shift in a minute. There we go. So I used to make the wreaths about 5 to 7 inch diameter. So this is 8, and that's a pretty nice, that's a nice width for the wreath, I think. And if I could find pretty substantial regular packaging for these, I could sell these on WhatsApp as along with some other eco-friendly items. So why am I sharing that with you? Because if you're looking to make eco-friendly items, this is it's a good idea because you can theme these. Because wreaths nowadays you can put little, people can personalize them and put pictures, like on them. You can design them for holidays. You can design them for the season. I mean, and you're using all scrap fabric. This one right here, let me show you, was made with, I had some leftover strips here. Okay, these are the strips I cut, and here's the fabric. It's thrift shop fabric. I mean, It's the perfect thing to make with thrift shop fabric is the rag wreaths, and they're so fun. They're so fun to make. I just had so much fun making them. You know, I'm looking at this one and I'm thinking it's your minimalist uh, dream, you know, black and white. But I'm looking at the strips like, and I'm just thinking this like on the other side. If I had thought of this before, I could have stamped the other side of these scrap fabrics with permanent ink and with words like love, peace, joy. Yeah, okay, you see what I'm saying? And you could, because now this is the thing. The fabric I use, this is totally vintage. This is vintage, people. This is vintage, and check it out. So the other side is not printed. Your newer fabrics, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will have the design on the front and the back. So that would be the perfect fabric to use to make your little wreaths. But these little teeny tiny wreaths have just got me turned upside down. I'm serious. I don't know why they're just so adorable. This one I'm seeing, and that's the only thing that was jumping out at me as I'm trying to work out the little glitches, is that the fabrics that are older, which they are, like this is, let me show you what this is. This wreath right here is this fabric, but it doesn't have the design, you know, on the other side. So this could have been the side if I made the strips, even if I left the strips aside, it's about a half an inch wide and they're 7 inches long. For those of you who are just kind of jumping in or scrolling by, I'm talking about making eco-friendly wreaths and just sharing the ones I made today. I made both of these today. And to be honest with you, I believe I could have made 3 more easily. Easily. 3. I could have made 3 more. Now, the thin strips and the ones that, like I said, don't have a print on the other side, like they're just blank, you know, they're just no design. You have the I don't want to say the risk, okay, but you have what's going to happen unless you can figure out something else, another way, because I tied these all the same way. And I still got the other side of the, like the back side of the fabric showing. I don't think it's such a bad thing, to be honest. Like I could put, I could take like this, like green. I could take a green fabric, or I could take this. I have a bunch of fabrics next to me, like this beautiful blue. This is the vintage. This again is vintage, by the way. So you see the other side is not printed. So what I've learned today is the fabrics, and I probably was pretty conscious of this when I was making my little wreaths with a cardboard base like years ago. But the difference with that is that the cardboard base that I used was flat. The base with the cardboard was flat. It wasn't like this, like the base here. Let me see. You know, you're using wire like this, or you're using uh, like this. I'm just going to show you the floral. This I got at the thrift shop. Oh, I got another wire. It's because I got a basket of wire like this. You double or triple this up at the most. You're going to get a nice, you can use it for a small wreath. Now, if you're going to make a really huge wreath, you probably have to kind of, maybe think of using a heavier wire, have like a consultation with like the hardware store and just ask them. But the thing is, if you can get wire, that's because most thrift shops will have a section, right, where they're selling old tools and, things that are out of a garage, out of somebody's, tool shed, for antiques. But guess what? They have this kind of thing too. They may have this in the craft area too. So it's a really, really good idea. It's a wonderful way to recycle a wire. So that's got my interest big time. And if you have to go out and buy wires sometime. It's not going to be the absolute end. You know what I mean? I would totally use and seek out the wire coat hangers, but I cannot, for my hand and wrist strength, those are just depending on the type of coat hanger you get, some of those wires are really, really difficult to bend. But anyway, yeah, so the floral wire works, or this is, let me tell you what this is actually. So this is aluminum electric oh no, aluminum electric fence wire. That's what that is. It works. I'm just gonna tell you, that's just working beautifully. And then when you wrap these wires around, where you wrap it around, you want to use your little cutter, we're going to do these together. But today, because I was just so ahead of myself, and I did finally, like, in between making these wreaths, I was cleaning for Thanksgiving. But I have to tell you, I had to do these, like, it's just a total therapy thing for me. I just love them. I love the aesthetics. So there's different ways you can do this. You can tie them right on, okay? And like I said, if you don't want to get this effect, if the underside of the design is kind of bothering you, you don't want to get that effect, just use fabric where you have two-sided. And the other thing is you can make them longer, you can make them shorter, you can make them wider. It's kind of like experiment what you like. And you don't, like, this one's double tied and kind of stacked a little bit, and I just love that. And this one I just did one tie all the way around. And the thing is, if you want to adhere them a little bit, just put a little dab of glue on every 10 or, maybe every 5 inches. You don't have to put the glue through the entire wreath. And you do not, especially if you're double knotting, you do not. Just kind of put a little glue between, like maybe here, like between on the little base, and then jump over here, because then that nice little group there of everything you tied is going to adhere. It's going to be totally fine. Between all of the tying that you're doing, and then a couple of little dabs of glue is going to be fine. If you put too much glue and you're selling your wreaths, what's going to happen is, it's going to rain, or they're going to put it out on their door and the condensation, and then they go pick up the wreath, they're going to get glue on them, and you don't need that. You don't need that much glue to kind of just do like a little safety adherence. And the wire is strong. I mean, this is totally, you double this up, or you double and triple this up, it's perfectly fine. I'm so happy. I can't even tell you, I'm tickled pink. And I really am, because like I said, I made these 5-7 years ago. People love them. I was making them in heart shape. We're going to do heart shape. Okay, we're going to totally do heart shape. And I was selling hearts, and I was doing themes. I was doing the seasons, like bright yellow, bright orange. People were buying 2 and 3 of these from me. And it's all scrap. So I miss having a customer base. I do. I'm thinking about WhatsApp. So as I present different little things to you and I say, hey, I'm going to have this over on WhatsApp, I am. But the big reveal, and there's going to be some major changes to this channel come the spring. and 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 I can't tell you about it all because I'm putting it like all together. But but in the meantime, we're going to be doing all our crafts together. So I hope that this inspired you tonight. Are they just lovely? I mean, I should put these on the wall, but you know, these walls are so beautiful here. I really don't want to start putting little tacks in the wall, but I'll find something to hang these on and then, you know, kind of show you like that. So I did take just a teeny tiny little video, put it over on TikTok for those of you who are over on the TikTok community. Also, it's over there on my TikTok channel, Carmella-T. And for those of you who are going to make some of these, let me know. We can make a chakra one together. Wouldn't that be a lovely meditative or meditation art to do together? So we'll do a chakra. Let me write this down. I'm going to write it so we don't forget, because we do have a lot of projects and we have to do the bubble. We've got to do the bubble things because now I have the class. So what I'm saying is for the baubles, we have to do, hold on here, a video that I want to share with you about the bauble ornament, needle felted ornaments or deco balls. Okay, the things that you can do with them. I found a lovely site and I'm going to share that with you. So that's the baubles. And so the chakra wreath, and I'm going to keep doing the minis. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to make a bunch of these. I love creating with recycled materials that are so aesthetically pleasing. We still can put ribbons on these. So let's just go back for a second. Let's look together. Now I'm going to show you. Oh, you didn't see it on TikTok? It's okay because guess what? We're going to be doing a lot of these here, okay? We're going to do them here. And I think it was kind of impromptu for me to be doing that over there today on TikTok. It really was. So let me just show you something. These ribbons, look, these are all thrift shop. Check it out though. I know lighting is kind of, let me put another light on. Hopefully it doesn't make it worse. Okay, now just if you can see, yeah, I think you can see I love this wreath. I can't even, the reason I really love these wreaths, now I'm not kidding you either. I wasn't extremely happy when I was making them, like with the cardboard. It's like, okay, they're eco-friendly. I love that about them. They're so pretty. They're totally going to last a while, but you know, I was doubling up the cardboard and I had to work really hard to make sure that they were substantial. So with these, I know I would always look like in the thrift shop or in Walmart. And I don't know if you know this, but when they make a wire frame for a wreath, they're selling them for like $5, $6, $7.99, maybe more nowadays. They are substantial. They're heavy. They're heavy, and they don't have to be, especially if you're doing a wreath like this. If you're doing a wreath where you're putting, you know, maybe heavy glass ornaments on there, you're putting metal or you're putting shells, you know, stuff like that, maybe it does have to be a little bit more substantial. But for something like this, the wire works beautifully. So look at this. These are thrift shop. These are all thrift shops. See, look at the beautiful kind of just, that's kind of like a mossy satiny green. This is pink, and that's a pretty kind of, just a pretty ocean blue. Now, these are old. Check this out. You see the wire sticking out there? You see it? What I like to do is, what some people do is they'll clip it and then they'll kind of roll it. I like to just take the wire out. So if I cut the bow like about like this, and let's just try this because I'm really kind of like, this is a minimalist, so I'm not gonna do this right now, but I'm just testing it. Like if you put a little bow, let's just see what it looks like for a minute. If you just kind of, let me just take this out because I don't like, look, this wire, I could keep this wire to make a miniature wreath. So it could be an ornament, it could be themed, it could be for like a miniaturist project you could sell to the miniaturists who make miniature houses and villages. But look, you just, and then you just, look, I'm just going to show you before we put the bow on. I'm just wrapping the end of it around. Now the thing with the ends, when you wrap them, wherever that wire ends, you probably want to put like a little piece of tape or extra. Look, you see how fast I did that? That's ready to become a little wreath. So I'm going to put that over there. But I'm going to take the other wire out. Just going to take that out. And I'm just going to clip this. Okay, and I'm just going to take a minute to tie this on. Who's that? Hi. How are you, Pink Minina? Hi. How are you guys today? And Maya Mace Tegan? Hi. Welcome. And Nava Young? Hi. Is that like Never Young? Okay. So look, just look. I didn't even do anything yet. No, seriously. I could make this longer. I could play around with what is going to work. I can leave it on top or put it down. I mean, look. You could even kind of, have these, can you see it? It's not, I'm going to say it's not standing out. So I'm going to just try the pink. I got these, all of these, look, even the red. Look at them all. They were in a bag for like 25 cents. And that's my style. That's what I go for. That's what I really look for in the craft section in the thrift shop, because they really shouldn't be putting these up too much, because a couple of things, you don't know really how old they are. Okay, that's the number one thing. So anyway, and plus we want to push the idea of recycling. So let's just use pink and just see how that comes out. I'm gonna make it a little longer this time. And we could just leave the wire on this particular one because right now it's just not doing anything. So I'm just gonna tie it in the same place. I probably still didn't make it long enough, but that's okay. Just to get an idea of just how the ribbons like that make your, oh, look at, seriously. Is that just a lovely, and because it had, like if you do want to leave the wires, you can kind of just shape it. Let me see, I'm trying to, like that. You can shape it. There's a lot of, just so many different ways that you can dress up your, and this actually, hang on, I'm just going to tuck those in. This actually is wide. This is about, this ribbon right here is about 2 inches wide. Now, does the ribbon usually go kind of like on the bottom? I guess it could go on the top, right? But whatever, if you want it on the bottom like that. Look how adorable. I mean, and I think I would work with this a little bit more, maybe just like I said, maybe just even clip those and take the wires out completely. But because of the wires, but I mean, it does add to the aesthetic. And I guess if you want it up like that, it's very pretty. I really like that. Probably not going to leave that on there, but I just wanted to show you because this isn't the right ribbon. And to be honest, sometimes when you're working with fabric, um, it just so happens like this, um, that the same, similar, I would say, yeah. I'm trying to think. Similar, not similar design necessarily, different color, but similar in the fabric itself, like another cotton, maybe will just meld better or make this pop better, and the same with this. Maybe because this one in particular just kind of has a humble effect to it. So what might go better with something like this is a twine, for example, a twine or a pretty rope maybe type. But a satiny ribbon like this, maybe not. So I kind of have to test that out a little bit. But I just wanted to jump on here and share this with you and wish you a happy Thanksgiving and or pre-Thanksgiving. I will be on tomorrow. I will be talking, I think, I hope to have a little time. If I don't, I will by the end of the evening and check in with everyone, see how everyone is doing. I'd like to read a few words of inspiration, maybe over on Instagram, out of my book. If you're interested and you want me to read here, I'm happy to read here. I've read a little bit of it. Bridge of Life 2, it's really on transformational positive steps to, little things through life as you're navigating through life. And just, it's a creative work of art. They call it spoken word art. That's what it is. It's what it is. So anyway, with that, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Let me know if you're working on any projects. And we're gonna do a chakra. I'm gonna see if I have the chakra colors, and we're gonna do a chakra wreath. So the chakra colors are 7 colors. So if you're listening and you have a stash of all your fabrics, it doesn't have to be like it could be like this. This is a bird I cut out, but it could be like a design like that has yellow in it and orange. But the colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, like a light blue for the throat chakra. And your third eye is your indigo blue, and then your crown is like your violet or sometimes golden, like really just a really pretty color that you want there. So I hope that you'll get your fabrics together, and even if they have the similar colors, just you can use them. You know what I mean? So, and we'll make a chakra wreath. So with that, you have an absolutely beautiful evening and Thanksgiving, and I'll see you in the next one. Love and light.